In the burning deserts of Arabia, where tribes rose and vanished like storms in the sand, there lived a slave boy named Antar, though his true name was Antara ibn Shaddad. Only his mother dared call him by that noble name. To the others, he was merely the black slave. His father, Shaddad, was a feared chief of the Banu Abs tribe, proud and ruthless. His mother, Zabiba, had been taken captive during a raid in Habash, the land now called Ethiopia. Antar inherited her dark skin, and because of it, the tribe looked at him with contempt, no matter how fiercely noble his blood truly was. But even as a boy, there was something terrifyingly magnificent about Antar. He rode horses as though born from the wind itself. Spears shattered in his hands. Men twice his size fell before him in combat. His voice carried across the desert like thunder, and when he recited poetry beside the campfires at night, warriors who feared nothing sat in silence to listen. Women whispered his verses long after dawn. Yet one listener mattered more than all the others. Her name was Abla bint Malik. She was the daughter of Malik, Shaddad's brother, Antar's cousin. Her beauty was legendary even among the tribes of Arabia. Men crossed deserts for a glimpse of her face. But one moonlit night, as Antar sang beneath the stars, he looked up and saw her tears shining silver in the darkness. In that moment, the world changed. Her face glowed like the full moon rising over the dunes. Antar felt as though a spear had pierced straight through his chest. For the first time in his life, the mighty warrior was helpless. He was in love. When the gathering ended and the camp grew quiet, Antar whispered for her to meet him beside a great stone beyond the tents. She did not come that night, nor the next. Still he waited. Night after night he stood alone beside the stone, while cold desert winds lashed his face. Many men would have surrendered their pride. But Antar's love was fiercer than hunger, fiercer than war itself. Then, one moonless night, he heard footsteps brushing softly against the sand. He could not see her. He did not need to. From then onward, the stone became their secret kingdom. Hidden beneath darkness, they spoke of dreams forbidden by the tribe. They laughed together, cried together, and slowly their love became something dangerous. The kind of love that destroys kingdoms and drives men into madness. Among the Arabs, a cousin held the first right to ask for a woman's hand in marriage. So Antar gathered every fragment of courage in his soul and went before Malik. "I wish to marry Abla." The camp erupted in outrage. A slave, a black man, a warrior born from a slave woman daring to ask for the tribe's jewel. Malik's face hardened with disgust. "Abla is of noble blood," he said coldly. "I will never give her to a slave." The words carved into Antar like knives. Before he could answer, war descended upon the tribe. Enemy horsemen stormed the desert like wolves. Women screamed. Fires consumed the tents. The Banu Abs prepared for battle, and Shaddad turned to Antar. "Fight for your people." Antar stared into his father's eyes and answered with bitter rage. A slave knows only how to milk goats and obey commands. Why should a slave die for men who despise him? Shaddad hesitated. Then he shouted before the tribe, "Defend us, Antar, and you are free." Something ancient awakened inside him. Antar mounted his horse like death itself, rising from the earth. His sword flashed beneath the sun. He rode straight into the enemy ranks, scattering warriors like frightened animals. Blood soaked the sand. Spears broke against him. He fought like a man possessed by fire. By sunset, the invaders fled in terror. The women had been rescued, and Antar was no longer a slave. Songs spread across Arabia about the black warrior who fought like a lion. tribes began speaking his name with fear and admiration. Yet despite all his victories, his heart still belonged to one woman, Abla. Again, he went to Malik to ask for her hand. This time, Malik did not refuse outright. Instead, he devised impossible tasks meant to destroy him. Bring rare camels from distant kingdoms, defeat legendary warriors, cross deadly deserts, no man returned from alive. Antar completed every trial, wounded, exhausted, bleeding. He completed them all. But each success only birthed another cruel demand. Because the truth was simple. They would rather watch Antar die than see him marry Abla. Then came the final betrayal. While Antar was away fighting for the tribe once more, Abla was married to another man, a tall, noble Arab of pure blood. When Antar returned and heard the news, something inside him shattered forever. The warrior who had conquered armies could not conquer the cruelty of his own people. He vanished into the desert alone. For days he wandered beneath a merciless sun, speaking to no one. Sandstorms swallowed his footprints. His sword rusted at his side. He no longer cared whether he lived or died. Then one evening he saw a gazelle running in terror across the dunes. Above it circled a monstrous bird of prey. The beast plunged downward, its claws tearing into the animal's flesh. The gazelle screamed. Antar roared with fury and chased the creature across the wasteland. The bird clawed at him savagely, ripping blood from his arms, but Antar fought on like a madman until at last he seized the creature and crushed its bones with his bare hands. The gazelle escaped. Exhausted beyond endurance, Antar collapsed onto the sand and fell asleep beneath the stars. That night, he dreamed of a woman more beautiful than moonlight itself. She was Gulnazar, the fairy queen of Palmyra. The gazelle he had rescued was no ordinary creature. It had been Gulnazar in disguise. She touched his wounds and spoke softly. "For saving me, I grant you the three greatest gifts life can offer: vengeance, power, and love." Antar looked into her supernatural eyes and whispered, "And when I tire of them, grant me death," the fairy queen smiled. For a time, Antar forgot the agony of Abla. Gulnazar loved him with a passion no mortal woman could equal. Kingdoms bowed before him. His enemies fell. Power flowed through his hands like fire. But even the greatest pleasures rot with time. Revenge became empty. Power became ash. Love became another wound. At last Antar looked upon Gulnazar and said, "I am tired." The fairy queen embraced him one final time. She kissed him so fiercely, so endlessly, that his soul itself seemed to melt away into the desert wind. And thus Antar, warrior, poet, lover, outcast, vanished from the world like a dying star. Yet another tale says he awoke from the dream alone beneath the desert sky and returned once more to battle. He fought until his final breath against the Thai tribe in a war sparked by stolen horses. Even as death approached, one name remained burning in his heart: Abla. Antara ibn Shaddad became more than a man. He became legend. His poems survived centuries. His battles became songs. And if you wander through the old coffee houses of Arabia late at night, when the lamps burn low and the storytellers begin to speak, you may still hear the tragic romance of Antar and Abla, the slave warrior who conquered armies but could never conquer love.